All right, we are back, The Real with Rachel D, and that was Angie Stone. I wish I didn't miss you anymore.
You ever feel that way about somebody?
I have. Sometimes, you wish you didn't miss someone or something. Like if your lights get turned off, you wish you didn't miss them anymore. So.
Did it get turned off with him or because of him?
We're on the same line, so.
All right, guys. So welcome back to The Real with Rachel D. Now we're going to get into knowing our guest a little bit more. She's running for the Clayton County Board of Commissioners. Welcome, Felicia Franklin Warner.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I love it here. You all have a wonderful show, and you all are some of the best hosts ever.
Thank you so much. So one thing, we've been kind of really involved in this whole process. We're just kind of thrown into it, which is great because you learn a lot. Because a lot of times what stops people from voting and voting correctly is their ignorance of what they're voting for.
Correct.
So when it comes to a commissioner, what exactly is that?
Well, let me tell you, and I'm glad you asked that question because a lot of times even those that are running may not know what a commissioner does. But basically your commissioner is responsible for making sure that you and your county, that you're safe. So you're talking about public safety, fire, all of that, they govern that. Also, if any business comes into the county, they must go through the county to get approval for it, if they're within, outside of city limits, but within the county. So any new business has to go through the county. They govern that, plus ordinances, as well as budgets and taxes, levying taxes, keeping your streets clean and safe. All of that deals with your county. And then also the county, believe it or not, is responsible for being fiscally responsible with those tax dollars and making sure that we are making sure that our community is a true live, work, and play community. So the county commissioner has no bearing over the school system. Let me say that, because you're going to hear that over and over again. But what we can do is partner with the school system to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the students and the parents that live within the county through services.
Okay.
That is interesting.
So then what made you decide to run?
That's an interesting question. I love to answer that. Well, first of all, I tell folks I've been involved in the community since I moved here for 18 years. And actually, I'll be 42 this year. I've been involved since I was in high school in my community. And then when I moved to Clayton County 18 years ago, I just continued to be involved. And through my involvement, I saw such great things in Clayton County that were happening. But as I look around, I see the news media and I see what's happening and what people are portraying us to be or how they're portraying us. And I know we're much greater than that.
Yes.
And not only are we greater than that, but we have great families that are there. But sometimes that's not brought to the public as much as I would like to see it. But there are things that we need to work on. And as a business owner, about in May, I was looking around and I was like, you know what, I'd like to see this in my community or that. And but I said, okay, we got a good commissioner. I wouldn't run. And sure enough, around November, we realized that Commissioner Rooks was not going to run again. And at that time, I started to have the conversation with my family. We need a leader. Where are the real leaders? Who's going to step up next? And I did what most of us do. I looked in the mirror and I saw that's me.
All right.
yes.
Sounds good to me.
But I like that. Take an initiative because you see a need and you're going to fulfill that need.
Definitely.
And I know that's something that Clayton County needs as a leader. So let me know what separates you or what puts you in a whole different category than some of the people you're running against.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, when we look around our county, we have come a long way. And what I like to see is that our current commissioner has brought her legal background to the table, which has helped us through a lot of things, such as keeping the hospital open, bringing MARTA in. And so that's been wonderful. But right now we're in a place to where we've got to grow our economy.
Yes.
We have to bring in new businesses. We have to bring in and also support our current businesses, our small businesses, as well as large businesses, and then be able to affect our socioeconomics of our community. So why am I the person? Because I actually am a business owner. I've been a business owner for 10 years. I have a degree in accounting from the University of Miami. I actually spent time as an auditor. And with that being said, I also have relationships in the community as well as with business owners outside of our community. And it's going to be important for us to build upon relationships within the community, but also bring those to the community and shine a good light. So I do feel with my community involvement over the years, the relationships that I've built, as well as my experiences, I've worked for Coca-Cola on some project work through Franklin Warner Consulting, as well as the Magic Johnson Foundation. And so I want to bring some of those relationships here to Clayton County, or to Clayton County.
Excellent.
So it's very interesting. There's actually a lot of people running for commissioner.
There are.
It's like
Excuse me.
8 people. So
That's okay.
And I've looked at the ages, and there's
Okay.
a couple very youngsters.
That's okay.
And I know a lot of times that youth doesn't necessarily mean that you're immature or you're not knowledgeable.
Right.
But with years comes experience.
Yes.
Right.
So
I
how
agree.
important do you think that is?
I think it's important. I will tell you, I've met some youth that are running, and they do have passion. But I feel that right now where we are, we're at a pivotal point in our county, where we really need someone with experience, as you just stated, because we really have got to run quickly. We have a great opportunity that's before us as a community. But I will tell you this, in my conversations with those that are business owners, the first thing they say is we want to know that we can sit down with someone who understands us, who can speak our language. And one of the things I want to also say is when I was younger, I always trailed those that were doing something great. What I found is, honestly, I look around and I've never seen any of these people before. And again, I've been involved. I've been with working on the board of the House of Dawn. I'm a Rotarian. I also have worked with Rainbow House. I mean, I do so much that I have to kind of think about it. I started the 5K, 10K there in Jonesboro, and I've actually worked with all of the city officials as well as county officials as a business owner, not just in our county, but throughout the state of Georgia. And I feel that those experiences are what we need. No offense to the youth, I'm proud of them, but we really don't have time for anybody to gain experience in this position. What I do suggest, just like anything else, intern, work, learn the craft. We can't get away from learning what to do,
Right.
Absolutely.
I agree. Felicia sounds like she is ready to hit the ground running.
Sounds
And
like
that is what we
ready.
need. That is what we need.
So can you tell everybody where they can find out more information about you?
Definitely. Please visit my website at FeliciaForCommissioner.com, and that is FELICIA commissioner.com. And I just want to say this real quick before we go. We need to bring in tax incentives for businesses. We need to expand our CID. We have to also, for youth, we have to give a place for our youth, a place for our millennials. So we have to have mixed use of facilities, and we got to remember that everybody doesn't have the same American dream of owning a home. So it's okay. So I feel that I could bring those experiences and that understanding to this position.
I like that.
Sounds awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And we want you to stick around because we have
definitely.
some crazy stories that we found on social media. So, guys, make sure that you keep it here. We have some tickets to give away. Of course, remember, listen for Miss BJ's hashtag of the week. And, of course, it's Mother's Day weekend. And for the dearly departed, Tupac's mom, we're going to leave you guys with some Dear Mama by Tupac.